Hey, welcome everybody. It is Wednesday, November 29th. We're doing a special presentation about the Healy device, and we have a special guest here, Adriana Alvarez. She's the head of sales for the Americas, and we'll get to hear from her in just a minute. But what we're talking about is the Healy microcurrent frequency device. So I want to just give you a quick overview of kind of what we're talking about, and then we're going to bounce around a little bit. I'm going to actually demo it, so you'll see how it works. I'll show you the app and how you control it. We're going to talk about even the pricing, the promotions, the different. There's even another device called a Mag Healy we'll talk about a little bit. So you're going to get a great overview tonight, and we'll explain even how to order one if you like. So there's even an opportunity with us now. Healy did choose about 5 years ago almost to use network marketing as its distribution model. It's caused Healy to expand around the globe. We're in about 60 countries so far, and growing. So this has been a really good way to promote Healy, because the Healy is something you kind of have to experience to love it, maybe. And then you just want to tell people about it. So it's really good. But the concept of frequencies, maybe some of you aren't familiar with that. And when I first heard about the Healy, I did not understand really what frequencies were. I had heard about something called a Rife machine. And if you've heard of that, it was from like 80 or 90 years ago. It was a man named Dr. Raymond Royal Rife, or Royal Raymond Rife, I believe. And he had developed a machine that you could dial into a specific frequency, and I believe you would hold on to these metal bars, and so it'd be putting an electrical current through the water and the cells in your body at very specific frequencies. And they found that works, that causes a positive result. He was kind of labeled a quack by the AMA because they were just switching to the way of medicine where they wanted to do pharmaceutical drugs. They felt like they could make the most money that way. Don't really treat people, just kind of work on their symptoms, and then everybody will be happy and they'll make a lot of money. So unfortunately, a lot of before that time, all the doctors were really more naturopathic and holistic in how they approach things until these 1930s or so. So very interesting. But this Healy device has been developed over the last 15 years or so. There was a company called Time Waver, or there is a company called Time Waver out of Germany, and they have a large device. It's kind of like a Rife machine, but much, much, much more advanced than the old Rife machines, where it can read your bioenergetic field. It can show you which frequencies are out of balance and then provide the frequencies you need. The Healy is just a shrunk down version of that, where we can use those same programs that have been developed on this expensive practitioner device called the Time Waver, but it's a consumer device so that people like you and me can experience frequency work and energy medicine on our own. So a couple of quotes I love to share is one. Nikola Tesla said, "If you want to know the secrets to the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." So what was that, 90 years ago or so that he probably said that, maybe 100 years? So he understood that everything was basically frequency and energy and vibration. Then Albert Einstein also said, "Future medicine will be the medicine of frequencies." So that's really cool. We're kind of there, right? This is the future now. We're using frequencies to impact our bodies, whether it's physical, mental, or emotional health. So I'm going to go over a little bit about how the Healy works really quick. This is the device itself, and there are a couple ways that we can use the Healy. And I feel a little funny that I'm not fully prepared here. I don't have my Healy coil. So the first way, though, is we plug in these wires into the Healy, and the other end would go to these electrodes on our wrists, or we do have adhesive style electrodes like you might see from a TENS unit. And those can be placed on certain areas of the body. But in general, most programs will just go through the wrists, and then the frequencies are traveling through the water and the cells in your body. It's not a really high amperage like a TENS unit. It's like 1,000 times less current level. The point is not having a big thing that zaps you and makes you twitch. It's that you just want specific frequencies that resonate into the body. An example that people have used before is like if you have two violins and you set one on the other end of the room and you start bowing the G string on one, the G string on the other one on the other side of the room starts to vibrate, and you hear sound from it, even though you're not playing it. It's because those sound waves resonate with that same string on the other instrument. So when we're putting frequencies into our body, we've learned that every cell has a specific frequency that's ideal. And if you can resonate frequency at that level, you can get a positive result. It's things like ATP production is increased, amino acid transport is improved, protein synthesis. So there's studies that show this. And the Healy, in fact, is even FDA cleared for pain as a class 2 medical device, because even the FDA recognizes that certain frequencies deal with pain. Over in Europe, if you're from another country here, they even have medical fibromyalgia, anxiety, depression. So there is some in mainstream medicine is starting to understand that frequencies can do certain things. But the Healy, we do a lot more beyond that. We recognize that frequencies can do a lot more. And we want to make sure you understand we're not claiming that it cures or mitigates a disease. We can't claim that. The FDA would get mad at us and so on. But the way I think of it is that when you have frequencies in your body that are low or out of balance or not in sync like they should be, and you can resonate energy in and get those things working like it should in the bioenergetic field and at the cellular level, then your body can do what it's designed to do, which is heal itself. So we're really just supporting our body with frequencies, and then your body does the work of healing. All right, so the other way we can do frequencies, we can unplug this, and then we have a little attachment that I'm embarrassed that it must be in the other room, but it just slides onto the back, and it's called the Healy coil. It's actually a Tesla coil. In fact, there's 2 Tesla coils, and it allows you to do frequencies without wires. So some people would say, well, why would I ever want to use wires if I could do it without wires? Well, it's different. It's different applications, different. The ones without wires is a little more subtle, but you can use it. It's very convenient if you're somewhere where you can't have the wires hooked up. And Healy would say with the wires, only do about 3 programs a day, put some space in between. But with the coil, you can do as many as you want. So a lot of people will buy the Healy, but then also get the Healy coil so then they can do even more frequency work in a day. All right, we do have another device here called the Mag Healy. Like the Healy does microcurrent frequencies and electrical style frequencies in the body. The Mag Healy is more like a magnetic field of frequencies, and we can do atmosphere programs where you just set it in the room and it's putting a magnetic field into the room with frequency for different purposes or results like fitness or study, or there's 24 of them. You can actually set it on your water and inform water, and there's 24 different programs. I like the one called there's one for like the vagus nerve stimulation, and there's one for mental clarity. I like to use that one. And then there's some that you place it specifically on the body as well. So that's a whole different type of a device. The Healy has a lot more interesting, curious things that you can do with it that I'm going to show you right now. So let's do a quick overview of that. I'm going to plug in the wires again to the Healy and make sure the other ends are going to the electrodes on my wrist. And then I'm going to share my computer or share my phone screen so you can see how it works. So go share screen, iPhone. Okay, so now you're seeing my phone screen. We have 3 main Healy apps that we use to run our Healy. This one is the main one for running microcurrent. Let me just show you really quick what's in there. We'll load up, I'll turn on my Healy, and it'll find the device. And it's going to connect by Bluetooth right here. And I'll just clip it to me. We want the Healy to be in our bioenergetic field, that field around your body that is full of frequency. So now it's connected. I'll hit next, and you'll see that there's a whole bunch of different programs. There's 7 programs here in what's called the gold cycle. There's pain and stimulation programs, learning programs, fitness programs, job and sleep programs, mental balance, pretty much anything you can think of. Beauty and skin, bioenergetic harmony. This one, I'm going to show you in a second how you can do a scan of your field. When I first got my Healy, this is the one that came up the most for me. And I had some numbness in my hand. It was left over from a pinched nerve in my shoulder blade area. And a chiropractor had gotten the shoulder feeling good, but I had this ongoing numbness in my finger, a little bit in my thumb, sometimes a little bit in my elbow. And this nerve harmony was great. The Healy could see that imbalance. It was suggesting I run this program. And I did, and things went back to normal. The other one that came up for me a lot was sciatic nerve harmony right here. For this one, I'd use the adhesive type electrodes and put it right down by the sciatic nerve on my left side, which for 10 years, I had been having issues with that. And now for over 3 years, I haven't had any issues with it. So the Healy, again, saw that imbalance, was recommending these certain programs for me, and I've had some great results from that. There's meridians, if you're familiar with the concept of meridians and chakras, and bioenergetic defense. There's so many. I love these. They have to do with epigenetics and keeping us young, like stem cells and human growth hormone, deep cycle, well-being, digital nutrition mixtures, or like having a supplement for the brain or the hair or the skin. It's all the frequencies of the vitamins and minerals and nutrients that are in those supplements. So let's just give you an example. If I were to run this brain harmony program right now, And it says it'll be about 60-minute program. It's showing I use the electrodes on my wrist. It does also say down here I could use the coil to do that more Tesla coil wireless arrangement, but I'm going to do it with the wrist. It first sends the frequencies by Bluetooth over to the Healy device. So now the Healy has a list of frequencies. It's starting with 956 hertz. After 10 seconds, you'll see that change to something new. So let's see what it goes to next. 397 hertz. So what it's doing is it's creating a list of frequencies that are best for me. It's actually kind of testing against my field to see which ones I need most. There may be dozens or even hundreds of frequencies in this brain harmony program, but it's selecting the ones that are most out of balance for me so that I can get the best result here. So that's called individualized microcurrent frequencies. It's allowing us to give the best possible application to an individual. So it's different. If you and I ran this brain harmony at the same time, we'd see different frequencies showing up here. The intensity is only at 15%. When I bump that up, when I get to even 30%, 35%, I start to feel a little tingling in my hands. So you can actually sense that, which is kind of cool. And this wave shows me that I have good conductivity through my body. The frequencies are flowing between the two wrists through the cells in my body. Look what happens if I unplug this one. It'll instantly say a frequency is generated, but no measurable current is flowing. So when I plug it back in, I'll have that wave again. So it can tell that the frequencies are traveling between the two wrists and that I am part of the circuit, which is what we want to see happen. So I'm going to leave that now and just show you our other app, our other main app right here allows us to do a lot of different things. We're not going to get into all of it. It's too much, but I am going to show you how you can do a scan. You'll see there's things even like aura analysis, where it's dealing with the chakras, and coaching analysis, where you can set goals and work on frequency information, even on the emotional side, removing blockages and so on. But over on the physical side, this is kind of what I like to do a lot. In the resonance group here, I'll just quickly show you, these are all those program groups you saw in the other app. So I could scan just in the learning programs and see what's most needed by me. But typically what we like to do is hit this all Healy programs. And that'll tell us which of these groups are most needed. So it's got to connect. Oops. I need to close the other app and then reconnect. Cancel. I'm going to go up here, search for device. There we go. Now it's finding it. Connect. So now we're connecting by Bluetooth again to the Healy. The Healy has a quantum sensor in it, which can read your bioenergetic field. So what we're going to do is this analysis where we're scanning for all the Healy program groups, and it's showing that the frequencies that I need most, or most resonant with me, are in the beauty programs, in the Meridians 1 programs, bioenergetic harmony. It'll give me the top 5: stimulation and then bioenergetic support. So, number 1 is beauty. So let's just do that. So I could go then to resonance. Oops. Resonance, go to the beauty programs. There's 6 programs in the beauty group. When we do that scan, it's saying there's frequencies in a group or a program called aging, and then skin energy, inner beauty, hair, nail harmony. So one thing I could do with these results, knowing that this is an important program for me, is I could just click this arrow, it would switch over to the other app and it would start that program, and I could run it with the wires. But we can also take this result here and just hit vibrate. I'll just go for like 17 seconds for an example. Hit start. And so what it's doing now is sending me some of the frequencies from all 5 of these. And it's doing it more just in the bioenergetic field, balancing that energy in the field. This is something we can even do remotely. But you notice there's a blue wave, which is the wave we see when it's scanning the body. But then the reddish wave means it's putting frequencies into my field. So it's not just sending frequencies, it's also reading my field. So even that, when I do that vibration, it is scanning and sending and adjusting, and it's very individualized just for me. So this is really, really cool. Okay, we're not going to get into the rest. Let's go back. You can do scans within the Mag Healy groups. We can do, I'll just show you, there's all these databases for things like Bach flower remedies. Oh, there we go. Alaskan gem elixirs, Bach flowers, creative homeopathy, I Ching, Schussler salt. So there's lots of other databases. We can do scans and then vibrate those frequencies to the body. Those of you that are practitioners, or those of you that have been to practitioners doing energy work, kind of probably understand that this is really cool, right? That we can do this ourselves. You don't have to go and pay $100, $200, or whatever for one session with an energy practitioner. You can own the device and you can do multiple programs every day for you and your whole family. So it's actually very affordable when you think of it that way, that you own this. Okay. So let's stop sharing here. And maybe Adriana, do you just want to come and say hi at least, and introduce yourself, and we'll get into kind of the pricing of stuff, but maybe you could even just share a little bit about that, an intro to that.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, David, for inviting me to this Zoom session. Hello to everybody. I see some familiar faces and some that are brand new. So if you want to comment on here and tell me where you are joining me from, so I know exactly who I'm speaking to, I really appreciate it. And of course, those of you who are on camera, thank you, because this, of course, it brings us closer. So I see Ray, see Donita, I see Ray, Angela. Then really thank you for truly inviting me. And I love, because our product it's a unicorn. And like you're explaining, it's just the many ways that we can utilize it. I, for example, in the past 2 weeks have been completely focusing on the coaching program, not only on my professional side, but also on my personal. So right now, as you can see, I'm not wearing any cables because I am running vibrations. So I do it in the evening, and I know you didn't have your coil with you, but this is what the coil looks like. And this one, it's a little beat up, but yes, so it's cordless, which is my favorite. That's not only was I in love with Healy, it's going to be, can you believe, David, 3 years in February? I can't believe it already that it's been 3 years with this company. And not many months after I joined, they released the coil. And when I wear it to go to sleep, or even when I'm very handsy with my hands, so sometimes with the cables I get stuck, etc. And it is absolutely my favorite. And now with the vibrations, because in the blue dot now we can do it and not have any interruption. And of course, we always recommend to do the microcurrent, because like David was saying, it's the ATP. It's what really goes directly to your cell. But with that said, I know David wanted me to come on here and kind of give you a little bit of, I guess, inside of the corporate side. And this is probably one of it is the most amazing company that I've worked with. I've been in the network marketing direct selling industry for over 15 years. And it is just, from when it comes to the field, when it comes to the corporate side. And I can tell you, today we've been in meetings since 6 a.m., getting everything ready for you guys. And here I am at 8 p.m. my time. And it is just outstanding. We're such a conscious company. And I know some of you that've been here from the beginning of this company, and can even tell you even more than I can. And it is just an honor to every single day to be part of this company and to be able to share this amazing gift that we all have in our hands. And I know that's what David and Ray and everybody who is on here truly believes, because they have seen not only the impact that it's had for themselves, but also for their families. And right now, what better time that we can say sharing is caring. And it is time that it can be stressful for many of us in our households. It can be a stress because of finance as well. And this is all combined in one. And we have incredible offers. I don't know, David, if you want me to go into that, but
I can share my screen here and show these are all the current promotions, but maybe you actually should first look at this just so people understand. Like with the Healy itself, there's 5 different editions of the Healy. It goes from Healy Gold, Holistic, Resonance, Resonance Plus, Professional. Typically those range in price here, at least in the US dollars. There are charts like this for Canada, Mexico, other countries as well. But we range from about 500 US to as much as 4,000 US. But there's usually some kind of promotions on some of the editions. And right now, some of these promotions are the best I've ever seen. In fact, I didn't even know that. Is this saying that? Oh, no, this is saying 60% off on the Black Friday. Okay. So let me just quickly explain what the difference is here, and then we'll talk about the promotions. But the Healy Gold is like our starter Healy. Now, whichever edition you choose, it's the same hardware. So you're not having to, like, if you ever want to start lower and then upgrade to a higher edition, you can do that at any time, but you don't have to get a whole new Healy. You're just opening up more of the programs, because you can see the Gold has 10 programs and 1 app module. Holistic has 61 programs and 1 app module. You get to Resonance, you have 98 programs and 2 modules. And this is really a key starting point for most people. They want to start Resonance or higher because that has that Resonance module I was showing you, where you can scan your field and see which programs are needed. So you would need a Resonance edition or higher to be able to do that. Resonance Plus, now you've gone up to 124 programs, and we've added more modules like the ARA analysis, the coaching module that Adriana was talking about. And when you go to the Professional edition, you have 229 programs. So you can see they were doing this 35% off on all 3 of these editions at the beginning of the month. But then here later in the month, they went to 60% off on the Healy Professional. So instead of being $4,041, it's $1,617. It's actually cheaper than the Resonance Plus, even with the Resonance Plus being 35% off. So the only reason someone might want to go with a lower edition is that the coil here comes with the Resonance and Resonance Plus, and it's normally about a $225 purchase. So that does not come with the Professional. So if you do buy the Professional and you can afford it, I'd suggest getting the Professional and add the coil, but you can always add the coil later. But this price, 60% off, is huge. Now, the other thing I'll point out real quick is that the Mag Healy normally isn't discounted. Once in a while, they've done some discount stuff, but if you are someone that you have the financial ability to really invest in your health, and you want to get the Healy Professional and the Mag Healy Professional, because there's 2 editions of the Mag Healy, but if you want all those different programs I was talking about, the Mag Healy Professional comes with all those, and you don't have to do any subscriptions or anything. So there's a Black Friday sale until the end of the month, where you can get both of those for $2,813. And normally the 2 of those at full price would be over $7,000. So this is 60% off if you bundle the 2 together, the Mag Healy and the Healy, both at the Professional level. There's also an idea here where you can get 2 Healy Golds for $599. So you're getting saving over $400 on getting 2 of the Gold editions. One of the reasons we do that is there's a really cool demo mode you can put your Healy in now, and it doesn't matter which edition you have to do this demo mode. You can put it in demo mode and then hand it to someone, let them try it for a week, and it takes them through a guided experience where they can choose what their focus they want to be for the week, whether it's pain or sleep or so on. And then it's going to have them run a microcurrent program. It's going to have them watch a video about Healy. It's going to have them maybe do some breathing exercises or other things that are also good for your holistic health. And it's a really cool way to introduce the Healy. So they added this promotion. So maybe some of you that even already have a Healy, or if you're interested in promoting Healy and you're just getting started, you may want to grab a couple of these Gold editions, because you can just use them as loaners and do this 7-day guided experience with that. So I also have another page here that kind of shows all the deals in case I'm missing out on any. So the Black Friday special we talked about. Oh, Cyber Monday special, 70% off on all upgrades. So this would be for if you've already owned a Healy. So those of you that already have a Healy, if you want to upgrade it to a higher edition, let's say you have the Resonance and you want it to be a Professional. Well, whatever that normally would cost, it's 70% off right now. 70% just for this Cyber Monday, which means between Monday through the end of the month, which is tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time, because that's midnight UTC time. And our company's based in Europe. Okay. So that's where Healy's in Germany. So they use UTC midnight as the cutoff time for the month. Purchase Healy Professional 60% off. We talked about that. The Resonance Plus is 35% off, and you get the Healy coil and something called the Soul Cycle group. Resonance is 35% off, and the coil would come with it. Purchase 2 Healy Golds. Oh, and one other thing, the Healy Animal module has, until this month, has always been a subscription-only product that you would add to your Healy. It doesn't even come with the Professional. It's a whole separate thing where there's 12 microcurrent programs just for animals and a whole module that would help you search for topics and show you which programs you might want to run for your cat or your dog or your horse or your mongoose or whatever animal you have. So what's kind of cool is they've now made it that it can be a one-time purchase, and for $199, which what percent off is that right now, and Adriana? So it's normally more than that, right? See.
Sorry, I was muted.
Okay.
For the animal module, it is actually always as a subscription. So this is the first time and the only time we're doing a one-time purchase, lifetime purchase.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So in the future, you'll still be able to choose it and subscribe and pay, I don't know if it's 20 or 30 bucks a month or something to have that,
Yes.
but now you can pay. So what is this price going to be whenever they do is this a discounted price on the one-time purchase, or is this the one-time purchase price always, if they ever offer?
It is the one-time
Okay.
purchase, but it is not something we're going to offer every month. We did it for this month. So yeah.
Okay, cool.
Otherwise, then is the $24.50 subscription every single month. So obviously, it is an amazing deal to take advantage.
Yeah, yeah. So those of you that are, let me just talk really quick that we also have a business opportunity. And Adriana, she's the head of sales for the Americas, which is the United States, Canada, and Mexico. We've been in the US since May of 2020. We've been in Canada since what, like July of last year, 2022 or something. And Mexico was just this April, maybe officially. So we're new. But guess what? Mexico's the #1 country in the world right now. They're doing more sales of Healys in Mexico than anywhere. Isn't that cool? So what's nice about this, if you've ever done network marketing, or even if you just want to be able to purchase a Healy and earn back your own costs, right? You just want to earn a few commissions. You can even earn a free Healy device when you first start. So that's what a lot of people like to do. They buy their Healy. In my case, most people buy the Professional, honestly, but if not, we try to get them to start with resonance or higher so they can do those resonance scans. And then they try to earn a free Healy over the next couple months by referring others. You'll earn commissions. You can earn even fast start bonuses where you can earn more than I can on commissions when you're first starting. And so even if you just want to dabble in it, that's great. But the cool thing is, we're in about 60 countries around the world. If you know someone in the Netherlands, you can introduce them to Healy and they can buy a Healy through your referral link and you earn a commission. If you know someone in Mexico, maybe you know someone that's good at network marketing and they could build a huge team under you of volume. And there's really amazing options that we have here. So do you have anything to say, Adriana, just as far as what this is, as far as a business opportunity and what you're seeing around the world with that?
Well, absolutely. I think, I know this is the one company, like I mentioned, that it is absolutely global. There is no boundaries. You can build in every single country that we are open in. So right now, this month, Mexico is #1 that just opened, and US is #2, and Canada is #7. So the Americas is thriving across the globe, but there is no boundary whatsoever. And I know that is something very special because, again, we are able to impact lives across the globe, any continent that you know somebody. And especially nowadays where we are in such a social media or virtual platform like we are today. I don't know where everybody is joining from, But we're able to do this and impact so many without just having to go next door or having to, we know face to face, there is nothing like that, right? But that the fact that you can share your business, share this incredible product, do virtual and remote sessions as well. So that's why when we open 2024, we are going to be celebrating 5 years of having launched Healy in Germany and in Europe. And in the US, it's going to be 4 years. And imagine, we pre-launched in January of 2020. We launched officially May of 2020, midst of lockdown, pandemic, and we went from 1 million to 100 million because of the need and how we were able to do this virtually and remotely. And so that shows exactly where we are in the vanguard of technology, of health and wellness. We are in the future already. So this is definitely the company, I feel like, and the product and the movement, the mission, the passion that we have, the vision to jump in. But part of also, it's we have support for you. Not only, again, here you have David and everybody. Corporate is so involved in everything that we do. I mean, we have daily trainings, we have daily touch points, we have recordings, we have everything for you to educate yourself and be able to also support anybody that you also share Healy with. But besides that, I don't, what else, David?
That's great. Well, you know what? What I want to do really quick for those that are like, okay, this is something I want to get involved with. How do you get started? You need to contact the person that told you about Healy, and they have a referral link because they're what's we call a Healy World Member. And you just click on their referral link that they'll send you. And when you go to the Healy shop, it'll pop up a window that says your referrer is whatever your friend's name is. And then you can place your order. If you have questions, your sponsor or your referrer should be able to answer that. And if they can't, they'll get me or someone else on the phone that can help answer those questions. Because we know we're down to the wire here. If you want to take advantage of these amazing promos, we only have about 22 and a half hours. Okay. So take advantage of that. But let me share just a little bit on the business side. So when I first heard about Healy, the person that told me about Healy is somebody I really respect. Her name is Dr. Corrine Allen. She's someone that for over 30 years, my wife and I have called because she's been a family friend. But whenever we have health questions and issues, we call her because we like to do our health holistically. We prefer not to go to the doctor. We prefer not to put drugs in our body unless it's an emergency. Okay. That's just our bent. But she called me up, 20-minute phone call. I bought a Healy. Okay. I didn't have to experience it, use it, try it. I believed her, because I trust her. And it sounded really cool. And there's a 2-week return policy. So from the day you receive it in the mail, you have a full 2 weeks. You can play with it. And if you change your mind, you can send it back. But guess what? Almost nobody ever sends it back. People love the Healy. So anyway, I ordered mine in May 14th of 2020 is when she called me, 2 weeks after they had launched in the US. Well, guess what? That was early COVID, right? And the products made in Germany, and they were shipping them to the US and then distributing them. And they were back ordered. The first day they opened on May 1st, by the end of the day, they were out of stock. So when I ordered, they were back ordered, and it took me 5 weeks to get my Healy. Well, what did I do? I didn't say, well, I'm going to wait till I get it, and then I want to try it for a while, and then I'm going to see if I have any results, and then I'm going to share with other people so I can make a little money. No, I was looking for a business. I had actually quit my job 5 months before, and I was trying to develop more of online type incomes because our kids had all graduated from college and gotten married and moved away, and we were stuck with jobs in Virginia, and we wanted to be able to see our kids and the grandkids that we were starting to have. And so our dream was to sell our house, buy an RV, move into this RV, and travel around the country, see all the kids and grandkids and national parks and all that. So that's actually what we did. So bought our Healy, took 5 weeks for me to get it, but I immediately said, the night Dr. Corrine Allen told me about this, I said, can we do a Zoom meeting tomorrow night? I'll get some people on there and you tell them about the Healy. And then after that, I said, can we do it again the next night? Can we do it again in 2 days from now? And by the time I got my Healy, 5 weeks, I had sold 14 Healys without ever having tried it. These people had never tried it. We were just going by what Dr. Allen said. But guess what? Nobody returned their Healy. They all kept them. They all love them. And I think I probably had 60 or 70 people in my downline already because those people were inviting people to those Zoom meetings. Very similar to what we're doing here, except Dr. Allen was on there with us. So this can be an amazing business. I think my first month when those checks came in for that first 5 weeks of work, it was $7,000 worth of commissions, and I earned a free Healy device. I mean, it was really cool. So we did. We sold our house in March of 2022. We've been living in this RV. It's kind of blurred, but this is a little office in my RV. But now all of our kids have moved to one place. We're going to settle in Kalispell, Montana, but that's where we are right now, and we're going to end up here. But for now, we're still in this RV. We can move around if we want, and it's been awesome. So I've done most of this business online. I have sold Healys not only in the U.S. but in Canada and Mexico and Australia and places in Europe, because we're a social media it's society now, right? I would just reach out to people that I could see, oh, they liked this post about the 528 hertz frequency. So I would reach out to people and say, hey, if you like this post, you probably would like this Healy. Have you ever heard of the Healy? And then I would share information. Here I'd sell a Healy in Australia, So the key to this is you simply share the information. People that are already into the concept of holistic health love this concept of frequencies and energy medicine, even if they've never heard of it. In fact, when I called up those people and sold 14 in 5 weeks, I would just call up friends of mine. I'd say, hey, have you ever heard of this concept of energy medicine or using frequencies for your health? And whether they said yes or no, I didn't care. I would invite them to a Zoom where they could learn about it, right? If they said yes, I'd say, oh, wow, tell me about that. Because I had not heard of it. And I kind of hear the story. I say, well, you got to check this out because you don't have to go to a practitioner. You can own it, and it's small and wearable, and you control it from your smartphone. It's the coolest thing ever. So anyway, you can see it can be a great business. I've built a wonderful team, like Ray and Donita and others that you see on here are in my organization as well. And I just love sharing about Healy. So that's just a little bit about the business. Is there anyone on here? I don't know, Ray, Donita, anyone else that would like to just share a little testimonial, kind of what Healy's done for them, whether it's on the business side or using it on yourself and your family? If so, you can
And
just.
don't forget to mention that we have 11 different ways of earning with our compensation plan.
Right.
It is very, very competitive and incredibly fruitful for all of you who work it in different ways.
Yeah. All right. Do we have anyone here that wants to share a little bit about their own Healy experience? See
you won't be disappointed, that's for sure.
There we go. Tell us your story about how you learned about Healy, Ray.
We found out about it because my son had a growing spurt where he grew about 6 inches in 8 months, and it was so fast. And between that and him trying to play soccer for high school, the kid could hardly walk. And my best friend shared the Healy with us and said it was out of Germany, which to me meant quality. And they said that it was cleared by the FDA for pain and that it was a scanner. And they said, let's hook him up and see what it can do. And they just did a vibration on him. And 2 hours later, he was walking normal. And my wife said, we got to have one of those. And, on top of that, having been diabetic myself for 37 years now, in the first couple of weeks of using this, I saw my blood sugars going down for no other reason, and certain neuropathy going away in my own body. So, I mean, it's been life-changing for me and everybody that I share this with. We get results for everybody. It's been amazing.
That's awesome. And Ray's been a great leader and trainer as well with Healy, just because he's become so knowledgeable both with the product and the business, and love working with Ray. If anyone else either has a testimonial or if you have a question you'd like to ask, if you're new here, just feel free to unmute yourself. or if you're not able to unmute yourself, you can type a question in the chat. But if not, we will probably wrap this up. Now, this presentation was recorded. For those of you that are on my email list and such, I can provide that replay recording. But remember, we're talking about promotional prices that end tomorrow. So if there was someone that you were hoping to have gotten on here and couldn't, you want to share this with them a little later tonight, or to even first thing in the morning, you can. But to get the pricing that we're talking about, they're going to have to make a decision before tomorrow night. I do see a couple people unmuted. Kathleen, did you have something you wanted to ask or say?
Oh, I was looking for the chat. I'm going to ask you to add me to your email list. Is there a way I can do that? Just so that I get the recording. I missed the part about MAG, and I'm just wanting to know a little bit more about that.
Okay. And who told you about our meeting tonight? Is it someone that's
Nellie, and she's in Arizona.
okay? We'll figure that out. We'll figure out a way for you. At the very least, if you can't figure out another way to contact us, because I don't really want to share contact information right on here, you could. I have a YouTube channel called the Frequency Workshop. So if you just search for the Frequency Workshop, it'll have like a round logo with a frequency wave in it. It says the Frequency Workshop. Then it's in the description of almost any video there. It'll say that you can reach out to me at least by email, and then I can send you that replay video.
Awesome. And I do have the Healy, and I have the what's the other thing? The
MAG.
The what?
The MAG Healy or the coil?
Well, I don't have that. I just have the Healy and then the coil. Okay. That's all I have. Yeah, but I've enjoyed it very much. And
great.
Yeah. And Kathleen, we also have in YouTube, if you search for Healy Americas, we have a channel there where all of our Zooms are also recorded and shared.
Great. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, there's a lot of training Zooms that Healy corporate does with Adriana and Jake, and all those recorded. And the nice thing on those, Healy World Americas is what you look for. They'll annotate them. So if they have a training where they talked about 10 different things, you can click on the info of that video, and it'll show what time code for each topic they did, and you can just click right on it and jump to it. It's really cool. So check out that place as well. So, well, thanks for coming. I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up. I don't see anyone else unmuted here, but I don't want to keep everyone too long. So if you haven't got your Healy, you need to do it. Okay. Remember, there's a 2-week trial period. So even if you're just not quite sure, you can go ahead and order it, get it, try it for 2 weeks. But even while you're waiting for it to come, we can make sure we're educating more on all about Healy, so you can get your questions answered. But you don't want to miss out on these deals that we have right now. So thank you, everybody, for coming, and we will hopefully see you soon in Healy World.
Thank you, David.
Yep, you bet. Bye-bye, everybody.